Hello everyone! Today, I'm offering you 5 varieties of savory appetizers, with or without cooking, for your appetizer spreads. Let's get started with the recipe for the first appetizer. I'll begin by preparing a delicious black olive tapenade. It's very easy. You just need to blend 80 grams of black olives with 1 clove of garlic and 4 tablespoons of olive oil. At first, I only added 1 tablespoon of oil, as you can see, but I added the rest later, off camera. You should get this. Next, you'll need 3 slices of sandwich bread. Ideally, use them without the crust. I roll the slices of sandwich bread out thinly using a rolling pin. With these quantities, I made 9 appetizers. You can double or even triple the amounts if you want more. I cut off the crusts on each side. Obviously, if you use crustless bread, you can skip this step. I spread the black olive tapenade on the first slice of bread. I place a second slice of bread on top and press down gently. Then I put 2 slices of Swiss cheese. You can use the cheese of your choice. You can also use spreadable cheese. I close it with the last slice of sandwich bread. I press down lightly on top before spreading black olive tapenade once again. Next, I cut it into 3 equal parts. And then I cut it again into 3 to give us 9 little appetizers. To finish, I skewer a green olive with a toothpick. You can also use black olives. And I add a mini slice of bocconcini cheese. So it's easy, quick, visually appealing, but most of all, it's delicious. For the second type, I take 3 more slices of sandwich bread. This time, using a small round cookie cutter, I press down to get 4 little circles from each slice, which will give us a total of 12 appetizers. I'm going to toast the little bread circles for 3 minutes in the oven at 180 degrees. You don't leave them in for long, it's just to make them crispy. I take a large avocado, I put it in a bowl, preferably use a ripe avocado. I add 3 tablespoons of ricotta cheese. To finish, I add a few sprigs of fresh chives. With a hand blender, I blend everything together. I blend well until I get a smooth mousse. The avocado mousse is ready. I put it in a piping bag fitted with a very small star tip, and I keep the mousse in the refrigerator. Next, I slice a few rounds of cucumber. 12 are enough since we will only have 12 appetizers. I do the same with smoked salmon, using the same cookie cutter that I used to cut the bread rounds. I spread ricotta on the bread rounds, then place the smoked salmon round on top. Next, I add the cucumber, and finally, I nicely pipe the avocado mousse on top. I can't wait to find out which one of these appetizers you'll like the most. The third appetizer will be cooked, but I really think it's still the easiest recipe of all. You just need to take 2 sausages and cut them into small pieces, as small as possible. On a square-shaped puff pastry, I put some Philadelphia cream cheese, spread it generously, and then scatter the small pieces of sausage all over. You can replace the sausages with any cured meat you like. And I gently roll the puff pastry to form a log. Then I cut every 2 to 3 centimeters to get small rolls. Once again, I'm giving you the ideas. But you can adjust the proportions depending on how many appetizers you want each time. With these amounts, I got 9 mini rolls. I brush the puff pastry with a beaten egg and bake it at 180 degrees for 15 minutes. For the fourth appetizer, I boil 4 eggs for 12 minutes. Let's get started. Once the eggs are cooked, I roughly chop them and place them in a salad bowl. Then I add 3 tablespoons of homemade mayonnaise. By the way, I invite you to check out the recipe available on my channel. With a fork, I mash everything together, intentionally leaving some large pieces. On a large tortilla, I put a little bit of lettuce. Ideally, the lettuce should be cut into small pieces. I spread the hard-boiled egg and mayonnaise mixture over half of the tortilla. And then I roll it up tightly. Personally, these were my favorites. They're fresh, they're light, I really like them a lot. Then, just like with the mini puff pastry sausage rolls, I cut each one into pieces about 2 to 3 centimeters long. Finally, for the last appetizer, I'm going to make mini quiches with tuna and goat cheese. I rolled out a sheet of puff pastry and, using a cookie cutter, I cut out circles and then placed them in a muffin tin. I prick the tart bases with a fork. I put a little bit of tuna in the bottom of each mini quiche. Next, I prepare the quiche mixture in a bowl. I crack 3 eggs. Then I add 50 ml of cream. I add a bit of salt and pepper. You can also add some herbe de Provence. I mix everything well. Then I pour a ladleful of quiche mixture into each mini quiche. You can also replace the tuna with smoked salmon, if you prefer. Then I cut 10 slices of goat cheese. I'll need 10 in total since I have 10 mini quiches. If you don't really like goat cheese, you can replace it with the cheese of your choice. I bake them at 180 degrees for 20 minutes. I really hope you enjoyed all the recipes. See you soon.